can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, befuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The bonus team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported back rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the Morning Steam for Tuesday, July 2nd. Got a great sports betting day on tap, including Major League Baseball, WNBA, and I'll talk some other sports as well, including Wimbledon tennis back underway. Finally back underway. I mean, come on, it's been a while. It's been such a fun 30 hours or so, except for the last few hours with no tennis. But still, man, what a fun day. The thing was, we didn't have any sports. If you like tennis, you can sit there and pick from 60 plus matches or more, and well, even some of the ones with some of these players ranked in the 200s. I mean, who cares? I mean, we needed sports yesterday. How'd you do yesterday? And well, I know who didn't have a good day, and that was the United States men's national team. We want to bet on the games. We want to win. We want to be proud. Look, this is a South American tournament. The South American teams are dominating here for the most part on U.S. soil, and they probably should. But for the United States, to end up whatever the rep, okay, I get it. Everybody, it's obvious. I can't figure out why there aren't elite refereeing. We can agree, I think, for the most part on some of the things that were said, but still, you got to score a goal or so. And man, the U.S., I don't know. I mean, I remember when we were young, we talk about, and our soccer is going to get better. We've got so many great athletes in this country. We're going to build up soccer, and it's been the same story for my entire life. We've never been able to get over the hump in any big tournament, it seems. But, nonetheless, we're getting some great soccer. I think it's really great that the teams are involved here. Remember Copa America. I mean, there was always some invitees, but to see it in this format is pretty cool, and we'll get treated to a great game today. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me here on Tuesday. What else went on for you guys in yesterday? Hey, the games were interesting, right? As far as the 3 ball games we had and the 2 in the WNBA as well, and those other Euro games, and we have Euro action today and a little more Copa, and I don't know what else is going on, but we'll say hello and invite everybody in, give them a few minutes. I know I'm just kind of getting rolling here. I do love this. I love this baseball card. And let's see here. Who's here? Who's with me? Jeff's here to open the doors for us today. Thank you, sir. And like this video, subscribe to our channel, Tony's Picks here on YouTube, the 41,500 subscriber juggernaut, bringing you free sports picks every day. Check it out. Not only me, not only Tony, but also today we've seen videos on the channel from Ron Crawford and from Bo Dunn, both checking in with Tony last night, as I did as well. So it is a little bit of steam rolling in right now in the W as we speak. Usually it's a baseball play that gets us started. But this morning, how about the Minnesota Lynx? They're taking a little bit of action right now. It is going to be the team that I'm going to endorse here today, but we'll talk about the WNBA at the end, but it is a pretty attractive card with 4 games. I'm showing action right now coming in on the Minnesota Lynx in that big game today against the New York Liberty rematch of the Commissioner's Cup game. Previewed all the games already with Tony. If you're in a hurry, want to check them out, I want you to stay here with me. Come on back, but I've previewed all the games. A little 10-minute show or so with Tony. If you want to get my early looks on, and I always stick with those early looks in the W. Hey, who else is joining me? It's Ziggy here today and Doubles. And we're going to do some things here. I don't know if Doubles wants to join. We're going to open the doors here, I think, on the morning steam here very, very soon, maybe within the next, before the football season, I guarantee you that. But we're going to try to incorporate the guests. I don't know if the cappers, I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready, Doubles, or anybody else. I'm going to say hi and let some people know. But we're working a little, some of the things are working here in the networks that we've been working on. Hey, it's only going to get bigger this season. I think everybody's pretty fired up for football. No, I spent a lot of time yesterday playing a little poker. I don't think I'm going to make it to the $10,000 main event, but man, I was rooting for Jamie Kerstetter last night. I wanted her to win that, but great women's event. And man, that hats off to the winner of the ladies event that I watched. Amazing that she was able to come in. Sheena Okamoto. You know how big that field is, right? At the ladies event, she came in second last year. She won this year. That is really, really skilled there. And if you didn't know, the ladies event actually is a $10,000 buy-in event. Not many people know that, but however, there is a $9,000 discount for ladies. So you get it. One of the best events out there, man. And Jamie Kerstetter, one of my favorites, probably my favorite female poker player, if I can have one. She came in second, and that turn card came down, and she only had a 3 million to 21 million, and she had a top pair ace, and that was done. All right, Howard Hogan here today. Fernando will be ready for some soccer action. And Chad's here, rolling with those favorites here. Let's get ready for another great day, Chad, of these games. Fernando, he says the tournament's trash. Maybe. And there's no doubt that, okay, you're right. I've talked about a bunch of things, and so far there's no doubt the highlight of the day was Diogo Costa. With this man and his goalie saves in the game, in the shootout, Diogo Costa, right now, is he the most valuable player in this tournament at this point? We got to see who wins, I guess, and what goes on from here. But, that looked like a man who studied a lot of film. And I was thinking about it when you are never, right? Well, on your off direction, right? When you're kicking the kick, say you're a right-footed kicker, don't you delay? I've only played goalie in some really crude soccer matches and never taken a real penalty. But if you're the goalie, right, you can delay on the those guys hit it so hard. Who am I kidding? But I was saying, like, he looked like a man who had studied every player and their directionals. When a man hooks it, he's going to get the most, right? When he right-footed kicker like this or a left-footed kicker like this. And when the kick goes away, you can wait on the line, and it's going to be just a little less steam, if you will. Hey, Solo's here too today. Solo, maybe we can get Solo. I want to get some people on, man. It's not just all about me. I want it to be all about Team Steam. Stop Geo's here. Really talking about a superstar in chat rooms everywhere. Solo, you are in, sir. We're going to try to fix it out. We just got to get everything together. A lot of things are just getting rolling here, with with the channels. And could it be Timmy Two Shoe here today? We haven't seen Timmy Two around too much, but he's saying Romania today. I better take that avatar off there. And I can't see it real close, but maybe I want to. And Duda is back today. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm going to already go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm all caught up. There's 40 of you here. And I don't have a big monologue today, I guess, other than ranting about the Copa. And, tennis results are coming in, but there's just too many to grade right now. It feels like they're all going to come rolling in from those delays. Hello to my man Rich here today. Thank you, sir, for pumping that up for me. I'll talk about it here in just a moment. With my package today, I went 2-1. Not only did Chad win the Chad Challenge, but I lost my premium total in the W. So but I like this. I hope I like this card tonight. Let me get Tony's picks up here, see who did well. I was just a pedestrian, 2-1. And that was a lot of picks considering yesterday, right? So you're not going to see a lot going on here. But we're always going to go over there every day to Tony'sPicks.com and see. Nick Lagaretos continues a great year for Nick, 3-0. There's doubles. Scott, doubles, Shooty up there, 3-0 yesterday. And Sean Dinwiddie, 4-1. Maybe I need a nickname. I mean, we got doubles, we got ace. CJ Sturgeon 2-0, Brandon Check 2-0. Check out Brandon. He's got a couple of videos too, a couple of shorts with some props here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Want to make sure I squeeze that in there as well. There's Solo, Jonathan Malone. He's got a nickname, 3-1. We know I'm the money man, you guys. Hollywood Sam 1-0, Ben Ruhala 1-0. Two old ladies that bet consensus 1-0 yesterday with their consensus selection. Mark Butterscotch Eubanks 2-1, and I'm waiting to see Eubanks at Wimbledon. I can't wait. Bo Dunn here won his only play yesterday. Tony T also won his only play. Ruben Marlborough wins. There I am, 2-1. Ron Hahn 2-1. Joseph Schultz, also a winning day at Tony'sPicks.com. Last 7 days, you'll see that Bo Dunn's on top of the handicapper leaderboards, 10.5 units. Man, Bo, if you stop by, shout out to you, sir, and your performance. Danny Dimes, 10-2, getting it done. There's Brandon Check. Real strong, 67%. I'm up there as well, close to 60%. Up over 7 units. Ben Ruhala's up 6 units over the last 7 days. Last 30 days, Brandon Check's up there, rolling right now, nearly 16 units profit. Ruben Marlborough, come to Marlborough country. You'd be up over 13.5 units. I'm up there, up nearly 12 units over the last 30 days. Thank you, Major League Baseball. I knew we'd be able to work it out. And Ron Crawford, of course, 10.75 units, and Joseph Schultz, 8.25 units over the last 30 days. Come on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine today. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. The algorithm puts the hottest cappers right here near the top, like Brandon Check, Ben Ruhala, Sean Dinwiddie, and Ramon Scott. Check out my records there over the last period. Talked about those 30 days. There I am, up 13 units in baseball. I have finished 5.5 units up over the last 30 days in hockey. My soccer's been good as well. It's all MLS right now for sure. And we finished strong in the NBA Finals and grabbed these all sports passes, as my man said. And I'll have also a single day package. Probably can get a 7-pack out of this for sure today, if not a little more, with the way we're going in Major League Baseball. So, look, if you're doing fine, I'm glad. Hopefully, this experience and the information we give you helps. I'm not here necessarily to. We're here to crush them all the time. But if you're doing fine, great. If not, come on over, join me for today, see how it goes. Again, you're just supporting me and my handicapping and my picks. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I'm doing at this point until I join the pickleball tour. So appreciate you stopping in today. All of our cappers at tonyspicks.com as well. All right. Maybe one feature I can always point out. I want to do a little something else here. You can click on the upcoming tab and you can see all the games that everyone has and what they're all lined up with. What every game that's in the system by all the cappers. So you can see Ben's got his plays in, the Tony's Picks BIP, Nick Lagaretto's solos plays are in there. So, and they go in chronological order. So if you're in a little bind, you don't know. I mean, you're looking at one of those games, it's a pick 'em or something, and you're sitting in a book maybe, or just got home, put the TV on. You want to get that action before the game starts. And again, really dealing sides and totals. Yeah, there's a lot of other products out there, but these are the games you can get the most on, the biggest bets of all. So head on over to tonyspicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Okay. Thanks, everybody. And also checking in was Luis and Frankie Diamond as well. And Jeff, yeah, but there's a lot of great shows, Jeff, and I love all these content creators, man. Tell you, especially the ones that make all those videos, what hard work that is. I think I got it pretty easy here. Just come on and ramble a little bit, kind of go off the cuff, just make stuff up. And maybe add a little knowledge in there as well. And I think most importantly, the most important thing here on the morning steam, the line moves and everything. And like I said yesterday, and I was talking to some people about it because they asked me about, that what I said was, the final determination in almost every bet I make is always going to be the line. Because of the fact that really all games should be relatively close to a model that everyone shares. Quite frankly, if you're sitting there and you're not going through, do yourself a favor in Major League Baseball, for example, go through every game and write down the final score, because you really should be picking 4-3 and 5-4 in every game, or maybe 5-3 if it's a minus $2 game or something. Maybe 6-4 if it's a 9.5. But really, if you're honest with yourself and your numbers, every game should come out, quite honestly, 4-3, 5-4, 5-3, 6-4, in a decent model. And sure, it can run a little bit lower or a little bit higher, and you should, really look to Vegas lines to try to help you determine. And if you've got some whacked out line where you've got games and says, well, my numbers say, and Brent does a great job of this because you can see sometimes how closely rated his numbers are. But I often say to Brent when he's got one of these games and it says, look, it's 7-1. That's an absolute, I mean, your numbers maybe, I'm not saying they're off, but that's an outlier. And if you're sticking to your guns, man, that's like a 10x bet. And maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Still, again, be honest with yourself. Write down every score and then look at the total and see what you wrote down. And then it really will help you, especially if you're losing a few totals. Maybe I'm just speaking this way because I've been, doing well on the totals and that's my specialty. But, and also when it's going bad, right? So we all have those slumps. And when you look at those totals numbers, the 4-3s and the 5-4s that you're writing down on your sheet or however you want to do it. But that's really what the prediction should be on almost every game. So do yourself, and if you're missing on those, hey, then you're on the, that's where the model, if you do modeling and stuff, look, half the time the model to me is in my head anyways, right? You gotta you look at it and you just throw it out. Okay, here we go. Rich says, any opinion on Brazil? Did he mean soccer? Or is there some type of I don't know. I'm not getting that. Maybe I'm not going deep enough into my sports betting here. Let's get rolling with the show. You guys are through with the comments. We got 60 in here. We need to get rolling with our baseball card. All right. Yeah, you guys are mum today, so I'll get rolling. Thought I might have had a few other things to discuss, but Obviously, NBA, let's just let the dust settle a little bit. Yeah, Clay landing in Dallas. Uh, looking forward to that, and tried to do it. They tried to do it with as much grace as possible. But you've got Steph Curry. You've got a chance to get back to. You could still win with Curry, right? So. Golden State doing what they have to do right now. Looks like they're pretty good over the years in the front office. We know that. So I would imagine they'll be able to get it rolling. Hello to Grip as well. Here we go, man. Feel, let's just get started with the games. You guys want to do this with the Cardinals and the Bucks here. Cardinals 43-40, Pirates 40-43, and the Pirates going to be a small favorite here right now. At $1.20. Total 8.5. I think that's getting a little bit juiced by now. Here to the eights. Yeah, in fact, it's mostly eights right now. We're seeing this one definitely headed lower here. I would think that's probably the right move. We talk about picking a game, right? This one feels like it has a better chance to be 4-3 than it does 5-4 here, and we've seen the total feels like go down to 8/20 for the most part here. Pirates, the move slightly to the Cardinals, no doubt about it here in this one with Gibson, but Keller's been so good. Yeah, maybe because the Cardinals have been playing so much better. They're 15-9 in their last 24 games. Gibson's been pretty okay. 4.15 ERA in his last 4 starts. Cardinals 5-2 with Gibson in his last 7 starts, and it's that's kind of been the Cardinals' last 3+ weeks. Doing pretty well here of late. Gibson's gone over in 6 of his last 8 starts. Cardinals, though, have gone under in 11 of their last 14. For Keller, a 7-1 record and a 2 ERA in his last 9 starts. The Pirates are 8-1 behind Keller right now, and they've gone under in 7 of his last 10 starts. The Pirates have also gone under in 16 of their last 21 games. Feels like the Cardinals lineup, they've been improved certainly, but with the way Keller has been performing, it does feel like he can maybe do a decent job here. Showing kind of mixed action from the handicappers. The paid cappers are certainly leaning towards Pittsburgh a bit, but check out our crew a little bit. I think you're going to find a little bit of neutral action from them, but I'm just going to go under here now that it's 8. Maybe not a premium. There was a chance at 8.5 there, and I guess you could still get 8.5. I would feel unfair about it. It's heavily juiced right now to $1.25 or so, but does feel to me that Keller against this lineup probably in line to have a pretty decent start here for me. And Gibson, you get a solid, honest performance from him. Pirates aren't overwhelming here at this point. Cardinals have the better bullpen by probably a full run. If you just look at it with the ERAs, I think. Here come your picks. It was Nana. Nana's here to get it started with Cards. Feels like Cards money line maybe right there. How about Fernando under in the first 5? Jeff wants to go under with me. Pirates money line here for Ziggy and Frankie as well. And look at this. Jeff says, yeah, you got to go under 8 now. So Jeff knows how I operate on these totals. This feels like a pretty, like a decent play still, but maybe the value's gone. Luis is on the under. And yeah, Bill, I appreciate you so much and all your contributions to other shows, and I'm definitely have no problem kind of just stepping in here for you, sir. I know we're on the baseball, but I did go my other video. I'm on the links in the game, sir. So if that clears anything up, look, I love what the Liberty's doing. Maybe the fact they've lost the other 2 games will be you're mentioning the double revenge, but just feels like giving them the points why wouldn't they be? Just a great game. Yeah, maybe the Lynx are just a little bit. If they're caught in a, we've had so much success, and the Liberty really want to beat us game, and they're just flat, and there's nothing we can do about it. But I would think that I don't know if there's flat spots for the ladies with the better teams to a certain extent. Minnesota seems to be playing out of their mind. And the Liberty, the other thing I said about it, Bill, on the video is the Liberty, they're always favored, right? Because they're so good. They're 1-10 against the spread at home, or 1-9, I think, against the spread at home this season. All right. Yeah, Fernando. Yeah, there's still some 8.5s, but probably if there's 8.5 under 20, that would probably be the closest to a premium that I could think of with this game. Doubles is on Pittsburgh. Thomas is on St. Louis. Hello to Darren. Solo says, I'll take the Bucks first 5, and so will Darren. All right, I think I'm on the under there pretty firm, and I might like that game today. Rybakina wins. I have a lot of fun catching up on my tennis scores because the play just resumed about 30 minutes before it came on the air after a little bit of a rain delay, and there'll be plenty of those. So I'll come on here probably disappointed a few days this week that the matches got rained out, and I got up at 2 a.m. to do the morning steam prep and watch some great tennis and bet. That's what I'm doing. White Sox, Guardians here with Flexen going up against Carrasco. So everybody's going to, I don't know what you can do here. It probably feels like there maybe a lot of, could be over talk with everyone, but you still got that awesome Cleveland bullpen that once they might settle in, and, the White Sox aren't going to be the best offensively, and here they are, $2 dog or whatever. But let's take a look here, see if there's been much improvement with these guys at all. Flexen 0-3 in his last 6 starts and a 4.8 ERA. Chicago's lost 9 straight with Flexen on the mound. We don't have to belittle them at this point with some of the numbers, but some of them are interesting, right? 9 straight losses with Flexen, and yeah, he's been bad. He's been a little bit better. The White Sox have been a little bit better. No doubt they've been a little bit better. They've won 3 out of their last 4. We're trying to find different ways to find spots to get on them. I don't know if this one is it, but White Sox are 0-13 also in their series openers on the road. We know how bad they are on the road. They're, about 22% right now on the road. For Carrasco, a 4.35 ERA in his last 4 starts. That's better than his 5.25 ERA this season. Guardians have lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. So if you can make anything of it, maybe is the price too high? Could the White Sox here muster up anything in this one to get you interested? Maybe in a run line? I'm feeling like there won't be a lot of opinions, but here comes some. And I don't know. I see these overs. I'm sure it's this game, right? Because we had Bill close it out with, or Darren also Pirates first 5. And now that we're on this game, it feels like, because I think, over. I mean, it's got to be this game. Here's Fernando on the Guardians and the clear over. Everyone's over. You know what? The widely reported steam came in on the over. And let's see. Bill, White Sox are bad. Cookie's been bad. So everybody's going to go on the over. I'm just, always kind of scared. Cleveland's bullpen is so dynamite, aren't they? I mean, they're like half a run better than every team in the league. Cleveland run line here. Hello to Dre. Here's more Cleveland run line. Here's Cleveland, and here it says, Thomas says, you've got it right, close to a consensus. Mike says, give me the Guardians. We throw Solo's opinion out with all due respect, right? Because he's a professional handicapper. He's going to sprinkle the White Sox money line. If we want to go consensus guardian, I don't know if I want to go consensus guardians either. Um, like I said, looking for certain spots. The one thing that scares me are all these losses in this situation. We know the White Sox have a problem with winning ball games, but there's no doubt that with Flexen, with the first game of the series, it's just been bad. Michael Lee with a play today on the Yankees game. Thank you, Mike, for stopping in. Rich still goes Cleveland run line and under. I don't know if Solo could do anything about it but maybe it doesn't see. Thomas hasn't checked in again. All right, Sox not going to hit that Cleveland bullpen, so that maybe over first five, a little bit too is going to be a big consideration. I'll tell you, I see so much over here with the chat. I'm going to go over myself and take that as my play here on the morning steam. I'm going to be considering, I think I am going to be considering Cleveland actually for a play, maybe in a premium. I rarely like to do any run lines in premiums, but this feels like a really awful White Sox situation. I mean, they're all bad, right? Cleveland run line and under here. Here's a White Sox. Dude is going to come in there with, there's a little contrarian action. But it did. Oh, and it did. So it ended up that I think that's a good call by Thomas here. Actually, maybe I got to respect some of these sharp cappers taking the White Sox. Look, I'm first look is always going to be to the White Sox when trying to analyze their games. I mean, you have to start with them and then eliminate the possibilities. I think most of us can agree on that to a certain extent, and it is, and that's another thing too, because of the nine and a half. So to me, while that does make it kind of tough to call it as a consensus play, for me, Jeff, that's probably why it is a play here on the show. Yeah, and I should correct that too. It's 9.5, shaded to the under. But if it was 9 over, then it'd probably be a premium for me. It's not going to make it. It's my play on the show is the over. Okay, I think we got it. Fernando might lead under now that at 9.5. Hello to Trevor as well. White Sox first five for Timmy because of Carrasco. And there's no doubt. I think the White Sox. We're always going to say how bad they are, but if we're looking at their little trajectory, then right now, they're, let's give them some positive marks somewhere here of late, mostly because of that starting pitching. Flexen, there were several weeks ago where I was like, that Flexen had some good starts, and I'm like, you got these other two young pitchers. And now there's another pitcher that's kind of passed up Flexen here. From Flexen's been pretty bad. Okay, thanks. Great. And man, you're right. You know what? That's what you guys are saying about our chat. Man, we're breaking it down with the White Sox game. Red Sox, Marlins with Crawford, and we'll get another look here at Beloso. In this one, you gotta have the Red Sox. Going to be pretty popular with the cappers, it feels like today here. $1.60 on the road. What is that M? Oh, get rid of that. I mean, I'm distracted by just the stupidest things, right? But okay, I'm a perfectionist to a certain extent. $1.65, 8 over minus 115 or so. I'm seeing some 8 flats, seeing a little 8 over 20, whatever the case may be. It's mostly 8 and 8 to the over here for the most part with Crawford. 3.54 ERA so far this season for Crawford. For Beloso, we get another look at this pitcher just coming off basically his debut, I believe, right? Was it his first major league start? What did he have? Oh, 5 innings against Kansas. 5 innings against Kansas City, right? shut them out. So they did end up losing that game, if I'm not mistaken, but still pretty impressive against that, Royals lineup that definitely has been on the downside a little bit, but they are pretty good team. So a nice job. Again, Marlins always going to feels like they're always going to have some young pitchers develop. We'll see how this guy works out. Marlins have won 7 of their last 12 games. The Red Sox have dropped 3 of 4. So I don't know. Could be an interesting price here. Either way, Crawford's got a 7.25 ERA in his last 7 starts, and the Red Sox are 1-8 in his last 9 starts. Right now, Red Sox have been a very good road team this season, but what a weird spot this is. It feels like I said, cappers are going to be on them here. You got to favor the lineup certainly against a young pitcher, but the current updated trends wouldn't suggest it necessarily. I mean, it feels more like a Marlins spot to me. What do you guys have? I might be swayed back. I feel like you guys will still go Boston here. Let me see. Frankie here is going to be on the over in this one, and Ziggy's on the Red Sox. Jeff says run line. You know what? That might be the answer. Why? Well, Jeff and I, no wonder, no wonder Jeff's such a great guy. Well, oh, Gio, let him have a bad outing here at this point, right? And don't slight Bozo, okay? Especially in front of our Chicago crew here, the OG, um, the Chicago OG clown. You know what? Maybe having Bozo throw out your first pitch might be the next big craze. You listening, Cubs? Fernando's got under in the first 5. Here's Duda. I don't know. I like saying Duda, but I want to say game time. He's got the Marlins first 5 money line, and Mike likes Red Sox. Timmy Two Shoe. Here's Darren under, Marlins and under. I'm gonna and Rich Miami on the run line. And Jeff is so good to me. I'm gonna take the run line with the Marlins for sure. And our man Beloso here. Again, feels like maybe a struggle a little bit, but I was gonna maybe go with a total and a free on the show, but maybe I'm gonna go with a total and a premium. And let me pivot here to the Marlins. I wasn't gonna go with them on a premium, so I want to go with them on the show here. I didn't want to go with a run line plus on the premium. And let me see. I want to look. I'm committed. I'm going with them on the run line, but minus 115, that, to me, I like premiums like that, quite frankly, especially in situations like this where, flat spot, right? If anything, and the Marlins can, I'm not saying they're getting it together anytime soon. Let me look at one other way to look at the matchup here. Little batter versus pitcher real quick. I want to see it. Okay. Crawford has a pretty good matchup because of how weak that lineup is. And the Red Sox against Beloso. Good matchup for them, too. Yeah, run line is about as far as I can go with a free play here on the show. That's what I'm doing. I mean, can't change my mind. All right, here's Trey also with us on the run line. And Eberg, we're going to find a way to get tennis picks into my coverage here because, look, I mean, I can only – some of the picks, you guys, I mean, when you're betting every match like I love to do it, look, there's a lot of high rollers, and I like to bet as big as I can. And I make a living doing this. Yeah, we try to sell some picks too. And in tennis, not every match is going to get that big of a bet, but I'm going to be down on some of this. All right. I don't know what Thomas is saying here, but maybe Miami Marlins Karen rally. And I've got to try to autocorrect in my mind sometimes with Thomas. Miami Marlins Karen rally. I don't know what a Karen rally is, but I probably have seen a few of them on X. All right. Here we go. Next up, it's the Mets and the Nationals with Sean Manaea going up here against Hertz. And Manaea is going to be a road favorite here, $1.40 or so against our man Hertz. All right, well, let's take a look at it and try to formulate why. Is this really Manaea? This was going to be the Imanaga spot, right? So let's see what's going on here. I mean, I know the cappers are all over with Manaea, with I'm just concerned that they were, sometimes cappers look ahead, and I'm pretty sure this was going to be the Imanaga spot, and now it ends up the Manaea spot. And do we, are there going to be that many cappers here on? Look, the Mets, things are going a lot better. I understand that, but Nationals are kind of one of our go-tos a little bit, especially in situations like this. I mean, really, do you really want a part of the Mets now? Hertz has been, struggling here of late, 5.82 ERA in his starts now. So yeah, not as good as he was. Well, he had one decent start, but he faced New York. He gave up 4 runs in 4 innings. The Mets have won 19 of their last 27 right now, so they're hot. The Nationals have lost 9 of 13, but are home here. They haven't been great at home. They haven't been great at all. We know that. Manaea has actually been good, so maybe this is what the cappers are seeing. The Mets are gone 8-4 with Manaea, 2.2 ERA in his last 3 starts. And the Mets have gone over in 10 of their last 13 games. So, it's going to be, I'm sure you guys are going to be all in the Mets too. I'm not sure I can go with the Nationals in front of anybody. I'd probably do it alone. Let's take a look here. Oh, they can rally. All right. Come on, you guys. A Karen rally. I think I'm onto something there. I guess it wouldn't be politically correct to put it on a scoreboard with a crazy Karen. Okay, here's Duda says, "Get me the Mets run line and over." Here's Fernando with the over. Mike says there may be some steam here on this one. Let me check the current line here. Ziggy's on the over as well. It's a lot of overs coming in. Here's Mets for Luis. Frankie's on the Nationals. However, Jeff's going over. We're seeing a lot of overs. Again, if you're playing the old 7-9 game with Ramon, this is a niner. Maybe I'm inventing terminology here, right? I just say it like that. And the reason why, because I was trying to expand on a point I made yesterday. And when you're making those predictions, right? 4-3 or 5-4, 7 or 9. The game's never going to land 4-4. Now it could land, like I said, some of those other numbers. But hello to Stephen Beer today. Dre's on the Nats run line. How about that? How about Natty's first 5 for Fernando? So yeah, maybe this feels like, and again, it might be a little free action if it was over. Let me see here. Well, look, that price on the Mets is bad. And I feel like I like the Mets actually here in this one. Like I said, this is a spot where usually the spot for me is Nationals. And I've tried to back hers a little bit. I think I'm probably down with him right now, and I'm just maybe a little bit gun shy. Okay, that settles it. It's a consensus play, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm going to roll with Team Steam here, put me out of my misery. You saw me fighting it here, trying to find a way to get to the Nationals. I want to say the Mets, I don't think this is a real Mets. I don't know if they, can sustain right now this great run. Hopefully they can. We need the Mets to be good, it feels like. But the Nationals, home dogs, man. I mean, that's our moneymaker. Give me I'll roll with the Team Steam consensus here. All right, let's keep going. And here we've got the Reds taking on the Yankees in this. You know what I always love to say? This is a rematch of the 19 76 World Series. That one never got underway. It was a sweep. And with uh, Gil here, yeah, maybe he's come back to earth a little bit. He was getting so much attention for Rookie of the Year right away, but I think those have cooled here, especially with some of the other hot candidates around as well. I mean, you're still going to consider this man here in the mix, certainly with how well he's been going here. But let's take a look at his numbers coming in. The 12 runs in his last two starts they're giving up, so he's kind of come back down to earth big time here, actually. Still, Yankees 12-4 with Gil on the mound. Yankees struggling here, having lost 11 of their last 16 now. Still at home. They play strong. We know that. Yankees have gone over in 12 of their last 14. The Reds, they've lost 10 of their last 14 here. Ashcraft comes in. He's been getting bombed. He's got an 8.56 ERA in his last three starts. The Reds are 3-5 on the road with Ashcraft. And the Reds are under in 7 of their last 9 on the road. All right, here comes some of your plays, and I'm going to take a look a little bit at the line movement and see how it's going. Oh, not much from the Sharps here, it looks like. Now, I know the cappers so far have been rolling Yankees here. I'm showing maybe a 6-1 ratio, maybe even 75% or more coming in on the Yankees here today, it feels like, from cappers that I've been looking at. Here's Stephen Beer. He's on the Yankees run line. And all right. Can't be saying that about our man. Oh, you're gone. You gone. And Thomas says Yankees and under here in this one. Here's Fernando on the over. And Frankie on the over. Here's, let's see. Doubles. You got it, my man. You got it. If you don't have the White Sox, here's Duda with a Soto prop. Ziggy's got the Yankees run line. Here's Luis on the Yankees run line. And Jonathan India prop here for Steven. Jeff's on the team total over. Lots of props here a little bit. Rich says Cincinnati run line or the over. Yankees first 5 here for 1. And also he likes the team total over. All right. I don't know what to make of that with I don't know what to make of that, but I think I want to be on the under here in this one. Boy, kind of want to maybe use it as a premium, but I'm going to go with it on the show here. I was going to come in hard on the under, maybe as a premium, but with you guys kind of mixed responses there on the side, it felt like I'm just going to have to go with the total. I'll do a little switcheroo there. And Steven also liking Jonathan India today. Okay, not much from you guys here. Let's move on and take a look at the Astros and the Blue Jays with Spencer Arrighetti. Uh-oh. I got to plug in here, you guys, or we're going to be off the air. There we go. All right, for Arrighetti coming in here, Toronto just $1.20 or so. Total 9 under 20. Now I'm seeing 8.5, 8.5 under. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, in fact, I remember now there was some widely reported steam that came in. Look, if you go with what the market is saying and what the Sharps are doing, it does feel like Spencer Arrighetti is going to go into Toronto and have a pretty good day. And I'm not sure that I'm in a position to disagree with him. I'm looking for something a little bit contrarian, and I think we might have found it here with Arrighetti and the Astros. Let's take a look at some of these numbers coming in. Arrighetti a 5 ERA in his last 5 starts, but the Astros are 6-3 with Arrighetti on the mound. Houston, they've won 10 of their last 11. Things are going well. They're smashing. We know that right now. Barrios here a 4.5 ERA, or I'm sorry, a 5.48 ERA here in his last 4 starts. Toronto is 7-1 right now with Barrios at home. Toronto, however, though, has lost 12 of their last 15 games coming into this one. So you might think that the offenses are going to go, but I'm not sure they are here. I just feel very contrarian in this spot. I'm probably just going to disagree with everybody and just charge on out of here, having to pivot from whatever you guys do. It feels like it's going to be, I don't know, maybe there'll be some Astros support because Barrios has shaky numbers as well. Hi, Justin's here. And here's Blue Jays money line for Thomas. Frankie is on the Toronto Blue Jays money line. Ziggy's on the Astros. And Thomas likes the Blue Jays here, it feels like. They did look good in those red Canada Day uniforms yesterday. Who was mentioning that in the chat? And they said, "Oh, watch out for their special uniforms." And I thought to myself, and I didn't say anything, and I'm like, "Wow, they're gonna have special uniforms." I didn't make 2 and 2, and then I watched the game, and I said, "Those are their regular Canada Day uniforms." Tyrone on the Astros here, Luis on the Astros, Jeff on the Astros, Justin's on the Blue Jays. You can see it. It's going to be some mixed feelings here. Astros getting hot. Fade Stevens Jays. But hey, hello to Thomas Pruitt. Want to say hello and welcome to Thomas. He's on Toronto money line today. Rich is on Houston and over. A lot of opinion here. Steven said the game was boring. Steven, you know, you're my man. You know that. I was enjoying the game with my under premium pick. Just move it along quickly, get those pitches in, grab the ball, throw it, do it fast. I'm enjoying the game. And I do love those red uniforms, though, Steven. How can you not? And they even got to wear the home run jacket there in the 9th inning. But yeah, for the Jays. Here's Darren going over. Rays here today. Okay. I'm going to go with the Astros here as my show pick. That one feels a little bit. They're hot, man. The Astros are just smashing. Let's face it. Judah says go Stros. Here's Robert McCormick's got us a prop. Yeah, I like. Yeah, no doubt. And you know, look. There's the one thing that baseball is struggling with. The pace of play is helping the fact that the runs are down, right? You still can get in and get out. You got a 1-run game. You know what? You get a little bit of offense there in those extra innings. We saw, let's just call it like it for what it's worth. One of the games, while that one felt very easy and one of my patented unders, premium wise with Atlanta and the Blue Jays, I needed to get a little bit lucky with the Mets and the Astros. But for all you run fans of runs, sit through a 4-3 game through or 3-3 game through 9 innings only to see how many runs did they score in the 10th inning. 13? No, I don't know what it was. It was something crazy. All right, Blue Jays first 5. Yeah, and it's always a disaster for me when we get into that. Okay, let's move on. All right, here's the Giants are coming back in here going against the Braves. And boy, who are these Giants pitchers? They are doing they're working miracles right now, are these Giants, just to be able to manage this pitching staff right now. And yeah, it's funny because we're seeing a lot of times them pulling a little switcheroo also here. And it was a great point made on one of the shows yesterday. Everybody up in a panic, about these openers. Everybody thinks that because the opener, and I'm not saying this situation because this is different, but with the teams that are putting in, for example, with the Brewers yesterday, right? Or what day was it? Yeah, yesterday, right? With uh, um, Zastrinsky. You guys all, even I'm having trouble with that one, and you guys know I'm good with names. But and then Wilson comes in. Yeah, you know what? All bets are off a lot of times. If you don't put action in those games, like I said, a lot of times you need to know what you're if you're picking your starter or picking action, and if a guy gets an opener used for him, a lot of times you have to make sure you're going with action. But your props are off, man. Your over under props are off because you can argue it all you want, but when you got an under prop and you get to skip the first 3 or 4 hitters of the game, that's why those props are canceled. And everybody was up in arms that, even Wilson wasn't going to pitch or whatever. It's still the same plan. You're just getting him through to pitch, the second through the 6th or 7th innings if you can. So, all right, let's get into it with the Giants and the Atlanta Braves here with Birdsong in his first start. He didn't go 4 2/3 innings, so he probably won't get an opener because we know he could actually. You never know with the Giants, but they're just doing a great job. They've won 5 of their last 7 games here. They did win that first start with Birdsong. Now they've struggled on the road. They're going up against Ronaldo Lopez. No fluke at this point with Lopez. 1.61 ERA in his last 5 starts, and we know he's been doing it all year. Braves are 10-4 with Lopez on the mound. They've also gone under in 10 of the 14 games this season. The Braves have won 8 of their last 13. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games at home. Big number here. Giants, can play them tough, but Braves have gone under in 10 of their last 13. So Giants trending under, Braves Giants trending over, Braves trending under. Let's get your comments here, maybe. Feels like a pretty decent game here. Is Atlanta Braves on the run line for Thomas to get it going, but Duda on the Giants, and here's Justin says, "Give me the Braves run line." From our Atlanta correspondent. Also, Frankie, Giants, run line. Luis on the Giants. Chris Tyrone says, Giants pull this one off. Ziggy going under here. You got to wonder when it'll backfire a little bit for the Giants pitching staff. But look, even the bullpen, it hasn't been perfect. And that's no doubt. They got a 4.5 ERA out of the pen. Juan says, "Give me the Giants." And here's the Giants. A lot of Giants support. Here's Juan with a Nerfy here. Jeff wants the Giants. Here's a little bit of Atlanta run line and under. And again, like, yeah. Yeah, Jeff, right. And that's right. And a little different, obviously, when you're talking about the totals. You got to be ready to re-up on those. All right, let me take one market look here, and then I'll make a call. But there's a lot of support. There's enough support for the Braves. I don't think we've come to any conclusion here with the chat so far in this one. If I'm going to take the Giants, I can only do so, I would think, on the run line for me. So that's what I'll do. I'll take Giants on the run line. There are plenty of support in the chat here for the Giants. It has me pretty pleased here, but Lopez has been dynamite. Rays on the run line. There's going to be, oh, wow. Look at this. Wow. consensus play here. Giants on the money line. Wow, plus $1.75. I rarely see that from you guys. Like I said, there's a lot of support. Ray was on Atlanta. Rich was on Atlanta here. And so was Justin. And so was Thomas. But enough. There was 4 Atlanta run lines. But look, you got 1, 2, you got 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 the Giants run line here. 6, 7, 7 to, and then Dre on the Braves. So 7-5. We'll give Thomas the benefit of the doubt here. He said it himself. He likes Atlanta, but felt that the consensus play here is on the Giants. All right, let's move on with the Tigers going up here against the Twins with Tariq Skubal on the mound going up against Woods Richardson. And check out our videos from Bo here on the channel today. He previewed this one today with the Tigers and the Twins. Check him out on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel with all of our crew and their videos today. All right, Detroit here with Skubal. He's got a 3.75 ERA in his last 4 starts. That's a good half a run better than his season ERA. Tigers are 11-5 with Skubal on the mound. They've gone under in 4 of his last 5 starts. Detroit, they're definitely hurting right now, having lost 15 of their last 22 games, and they're just 1-6 in their last 7 series openers. For Woods Richardson, he's got a 4.5 ERA in his last 5 starts. That's almost a full run higher than his season ERA. Minnesota's 9-4 behind Woods Richardson. They've gone over in 3 straight with him on the mound. Twins are hot. They've won 12 of their last 17 games, and they've won 8 of their last 9 series openers at home. I'm showing a massive support for the Twins from handicappers, even against the great Tariq Skubal here. I'm showing handicappers could be as high as 10-1 or more today on the Twins. They really love the Twins. What are you guys doing here in this one? Tigers and Twins. Here is Thomas Lewis getting us started. He wants the Twins. So Ron Lassiter says, give me the Twins here in the first 5. Woods Richardson is 7-4-2 in the first 5. But Tariq Skubal, he's 10-3-3 in the first 5. Tigers money line for Ziggy. Mike likes the Twins. Here's Luis on the Twins. Juan's got a nerfy. Skubal has been bad, actually, in the first inning. 7 of 16 first innings he's allowed a run. That's really one of the worst. However, Woods Richardson, he's one of the best. 1 of 13 this season. Here's Twins run line and money line. Rich says, give me the Twins and under. Tyrone says, Twins for sure. Man, it feels like all Twins here for you guys. And why wouldn't it be? I mean, like I said, if industry cappers are heavy on it, it feels like to me. Here's a total from Frankie. He likes it over. Whew. And Fernando Tiger. There's a little Tigers action from Fernando. Leave it to Fernando. You know what? More and more, and I've known Fernando doing these, feels like, for a couple years. He might be more contrarian than a lot of people. All right. Justin's got a prop here. And Team Steam, our 4th consensus play, I think is what that says, is the Minnesota Twins on the money line. Consensus. All right, I'll let you guys take that one. Maybe I can go. I'm going to go under with my play here on the show. You guys are, if I pile on, doesn't give enough opinions out there. And I like the under. I probably was maybe go one way or the other I like this game a lot. Judah says, give me Minnesota on the run line. And Robert, though, does like the over 18 outs here, so he's got Skubal for a good performance. All right, thank you very much. Okay, next up, the Phillies and Cubs here with the Cubs a favorite at home against the Phils, against Supermercado. All right, well, we got Wisniewski in here, and Cubs going to be favored. Look, things are, not exactly perfect in Philadelphia all of a sudden at this point. They've lost a few games here this weekend, so we know this is going to be a bullpen game, though, with Supermercado going here for the Phillies. Don't forget, all these guys are on the injured list here right now. They're big bats currently, but they're still the Phillies. They're 22-15 on the road. Wisniewski, a 3.5 ERA. In his last 4 starts, 3.60 on the season. The Phillies still have a bullpen ERA a full run better, I'm sure, than the Cubs. Wisniewski does have 1 start against the Phillies. It was pretty good. He's 1-0 with a 1.93 ERA in 2 appearances. Cubs have dropped 15 of their last 23, however, and they're just 1-8 in their last 9 series openers. Cubs have gone under in 15 of their last 22 games. Phillies have gone under in 8 of their last 12. Let's see here if you guys are playing this one. Here's Luis on the Phillies. Thomas is on the Phillies here. Justin's going on a prop. Here's Ziggy with the under. Duda has the Phillies on the run line. Doubles likes it to go over. Juan says, give me the Phillies first 5. Phillies, I mean, their record in the first 5, very similar to their win-loss record on the season. Wisniewski, though, so far in the first 5, 0-3-1. And I thought it was doubles talked about the over there. The steam came in on the over in this game, so it doesn't surprise me. Doubles recommending it. It's obviously a pretty sharp move here, that total to the over. They kind of steamed it here at, let me see what it was. They steamed it at 9. And right now, let me see. We got a 9.5 under 20. That number's about right. Okay. It has gone down, though, a little bit. I'd say the Cubs are down to about $1.25. Yeah, about $1.25, maybe even a little lower. So maybe the move here is a little bit to the Phillies. You get a chance to get the Phillies here as a dog. But again, you got all these other issues right now with the Phillies without and here, it looks like we might be getting that rain back at Wimbledon. That's fine by me while we're on the air. So for the Cubs, right, getting a situation here, we're getting Philly. Maybe the line's finally catching up to the injury situation. Let's go with those plays. Frankie on the Cubs. Jeff on the under here. Rich is on Philly's run line and under. And Tyrone will be off him if they drop this one. And again, those bats are tough to replace. I mean, part of this whole Philly magic has been the awesome, yes, the pitching's been very, very good too. But again, just really that meat of this order were just so strong. So I'm just not sure I can get on them. Let's see. Yeah, the rain is falling here at the All England Club. All right. Hey, if we're going to have a 9.5 here, let me just check the weather here. I don't think it's overwhelmingly blowing straight out, guys. Doubles. Let me just call it up here, though. 5 miles an hour. It starts briskly and ends abruptly, does the wind. It is blowing out, but high 60s here in early July with rain. There's even a chance this one gets uh, delayed or postponed. 10 miles an hour out to center field to start, and then it, basically shifts the other way. It still blowing out, but barely no wind at this point. So I'm going to take the under here as my play on the show with the Phillies and the Cubs. All right. We got a few more plays here. There it is. I just went with what Jeff was going with, actually. Rich, Phillies run line and under. Oh, we already went over those because there's Tyrone. Okay, here we go. Darren, Philly money line and under. Mike is on Philly. Jeff says raining up in Milwaukee right now. It's raining beer. Next up, my Padres is going to take on the Rangers here with Dylan Cease going up against Nathan Eovaldi here. Plenty of support from cappers for my Padres today. Oh, well, I hope they're right, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm feeling it. For Dylan Cease coming into this one, he's got an ERA of 4.94 in his last 5 starts. That's a run higher than his season-long ERA going on the road here at Texas. Padres are 10-5 behind Cease this season. They've also gone over in his last 3 starts. Padres come in pretty hot, of course. They've won 9 of their last 11 games. Rangers have lost 6 of their last 7. It feels like no end in sight for the most part. For Eovaldi's got an ERA of 5.09 in his last 4 starts. That's a good run and a half higher than his season ERA. He's gone over in 4 straight starts, and the Rangers have gone over in 5 of their last 7. Padres have gone over in 9 of their last 10, but the widely reported steam did come in on the under here. They bought it at 8, and you see it there down to 7.5. Huh. Is Nathan Eovaldi gonna cool down these Padres bats? I'd probably have to side with that total under. Look, if I'm playing the 7-9 game, I'd probably check in at 9. But this sharp action on the under might be a little bit too much to ignore. My numbers might be just a little bit off. It feels like. Here's Luis on the Padres. Thomas is on the Padres today. I imagine it's going to be a lot of Padres. Look, I know we got a game we just covered. We're already on the Padres, but I just want to say hello and welcome to Chancho. I hope I got it right. Chancho here today, and he's got Troy in his as his avatar. Hello to Chancho. First-time commenter. Duda on the Padres. Tyrone says this looks good for the Padres. Ziggy's going to play a little contrarian ball here. Look, I say contrarian. I mean, it's a pick 'em. But like I said, I feel like cappers are going to be on the Padres. Texas and over. The play is over, says Rich. Frankie's on Texas. Dre's on Texas. And Duda's on Texas. So the early voting was on the Padres, and here came all the Texas money. Jeff says, though, however, this is a good matchup for Dylan Cease, and he'll be shutting down these struggling Rangers bats right now. I would say the matchup isn't bad for Dylan Cease. I'm going to end up on the under here. Man, if I didn't think it was going to come 7.5, quite frankly. I might even be pushing it here. I really thought 8.5 might be 8.5 under 15, but a lot of respect for Dylan Cease here. Padres bullpen half a run better than the Sox. All right. Nothing from the consensus, that's for sure. I'll take the under with the Padre game. We move on next up with the Rays are going to take on the Royals here with Zach Littell on the mound going up against Brady Singer. We've seen some heavy movement here over the last 15 or 20 minutes to the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, oops, what's going on here? Give me some type of July 4th hot dog eating contest. You already know I'm already maybe I'll watch. I don't know. Okay. We're seeing some action here on the Rays. They are very close to moving to, well, the Royals are still the favorite. It's down to at least $1.15, it feels like, but pretty heavy action here in the last several minutes coming in on the Rays. I don't know if there's been any lineup information or, no, not necessarily. Just feels like maybe some sharp action here on the Rays. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. Let's grab the numbers. Take a look here for me for Tampa Bay. Littell, an 8.25 ERA in his last 3 starts. Tampa Bay's gone over in 4 straight with Littell on the mound. They've won 8 of their last 11. They're continuing to play well. The Rays have gone under in 6 of their last 8 overall. For Singer, he has a 2.45 ERA in his last 3 starts. The Royals are 10-6 behind Singer coming in. The Royals have won 5 of their last 7. They're under in 9 of their last 12. And that total here, 9.5. Wow. Okay. They steamed it to the over. It feels like there might be some value to be had there. Now, there was some, yeah, boy. What do you guys have? I'm going to have to decide between 2 plays I like, I think, and I want to see what you guys have. Here comes Royals money line. Here's Fernando on the Rays, first 5. Littell 5, 6, and 5 in the first 5. Singer 6, 3, and 7. Well, that's not going to do. Here's Justin on a prop. Juan says, give me Tampa in the first 5 also. Luis on the Rays. Ziggy's on Tampa. Justin says, fade that steam. Take the Royals. So don't do it, Ramon. Kansas City run line here for Duda. Jeff going Royals money line. Juan going over. I have no idea what's going on here. Here's Frankie on the over. Just a miss. Maybe there's a little lean to the over from the crew. That number's pretty darn high, it feels like. Trey on KC. Handicappers are on KC from what I can tell. Not necessarily here in the chat where it looks to be 50-50, but I believe that professional cappers here are going to be probably on a 2-to-1 ratio, it feels like, for the Royals. I'm on Tampa Bay. I was hoping maybe there was a team steam opinion in there, but I think I know what I'm going to do. And I'm on Tampa Bay here, a little bit contrarian. Give me even money here in this one. But definitely no consensus there, man. It was all over the place on the side, but definitely mostly over, it felt like, with you guys. And that number, sky high, 9.5. When there was, I believe there were some early 8.5s to be found out there. Maybe not. Okay, here we go. Next up is the Brewers taking on the Rock. All right. My prediction before anyone starts coming in, Thomas, just start typing in the keystrokes now. This one's going to be Brewers, Rockies over. it'll probably be the biggest consensus of the season, I would think. Or at least as far as the total is concerned. I believe the chat will not be able to help themselves here. Maybe they can, because I'm talking so much trash right now, that they're going to take the over, that they won't do it just to be that guy. And I don't even know if I'm going to do it. I'll probably just roll with the consensus and say, well, everyone's going over. I will too. The widely reported steam came in on the under. But I think what everybody's thinking here is that Dallas Keuchel doesn't have it at this point, is not going to get it. And Feltner, he's been I was going to try to make a poker. I'm thinking Feltner. I'm like, and this guy's getting felted. Here, but he's been just awful. Keuchel definitely got roughed up so far. Feltner has an ERA over 6, basically, this season, and I believe it's even worse here at home. So let me take a look. Feltner, an 8.5 ERA in his last 5 starts. Colorado's 3-8 with Feltner on the mound. Feltner has gone over in 13 of his 16 starts. Keuchel gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. Milwaukee did come back to win that game. Has pitched here before. Has gotten roughed up here. His only start ever in Colorado. Gave up 11 runs in 7 2/3 innings. That he actually had a relief appearance in there as well. So Brewers have won 6 of 8. They've gone over in 9 of their last 11. But we'll see what you guys can do. Maybe you'll just go on the side. Fernando told everyone yesterday, fade the Brew Crew. And yeah, what did I do? I just went with Team Steam, right? Yesterday. Thomas says, give me the over. Luis is on the over. Frankie says, Brewers money line. Brett says, give me the over. And here's Tyrone. Ziggy going over here. Jeff over first 5. And in the full game, it feels like he's saying. And here's Juan. Rockies team total over. And here's Juan also money line. And over for the game. Justin, Rockies team total over. So not overwhelming. I guess my whole intro was ruined. All right, can I do it? Here, I was hoping you guys. I don't know if it is a consensus play. Actually, looking back on it now from Hey, Thomas, I want to tell you, though, right now, this is funny. We just announced a consensus play on the Minnesota Twins just a few moments ago. And, I'm not making this up. I mean, of course, the timing is ironic. Our 94 people aren't rushing in and, plunking a couple $100 down right now on the Minnesota Twins, making the line move across the industry. But Bet Online has gone back up to the Twins being $1.20 favorite now. They're now the favorite against the Detroit Tigers, $1.18 at Circa. Maybe we are. Maybe we did. Maybe Thomas did it because he wrote down the Twins as a consensus play a few minutes ago. And the Twins, definitely, that was that steam that you heard in the background just seconds ago is the Minnesota Twins right now. You've missed the boat a little bit. If you were going to play the consensus plays today, you're going to be laying about $1.15 or $1.20 right now. And we're continuing on here with this one. That's why you're tuned into the morning steam, I hope. Brewers and Rockies here. It might be just too square to go in on the total over for everyone, And again, I know it's tough on some of these. Used to be back in the day, right? You'd always just hammer the Rockies totals over. Well, I want to say hammer it, right? But I mean, that's, I guess, from playing fantasy. To me, hello to Sports Money, and I think you can identify sports. I think Sports Money can identify with what I'm saying, right? I just watch too many of the fantasy. I mean, these guys are supposed to be so hot with their numbers and their projections, Yet you go on a lot of these fantasy shows with, and they're the big time fantasy shows, and they want to tout the Rockies, oh, the Rockies at home every time, like they're mispriced in the industry, DFS style, right? Like it doesn't seem to me like they are. It seems, yeah, yes, when the Rockies blow up, you're going to win every time, but that's the same for every team. All right. Well, what are you guys going to do here? I mean, I feel like I just want to pick the side because I know I was talking so much. And oh, great. There's sports money bringing home our man Otto and a little tennis action. And, the tarps are out right now. All right. I'm on the Rockies here in this one. Morning steam pick. Give me the Rockies. Nobody was picking the side in this tough one, hardly it looked like. And you guys didn't fall for the bait there. Look, there's no doubt there's enough sharp action on the under here. The sharps are certainly on the under, but handicappers in the industry are on the over. That's for sure. All right. Hello to 209 Valley as well. Angels are taking on the A's here with Soriano going up against Spence. Highly anticipated series. All right, for the Halos coming in, Soriano looked good these last two games. Got a couple of wins here. However, has missed. Let's see what this deal is. This is his first start since June 12th for Soriano. Let's see what was his injury here. Okay. All right. Soriano returns here from injury, and after a month off, okay, an abdominal infection. Okay, that to me, okay, that I'm okay with that. I'm certainly not going to be as worried, maybe about any less worried about the limits here. Certainly, Angels playing their best ball of the season, having won 7 of their last 9 games. Oakland behind Spence is just 1-7 so far this season, and they're in a big time slump once again, having lost 8 of their last 10 games. A's have gone under in 5 of their last 7, but the Angels have gone over in 10 of their last 14. Handicappers, I'm showing them solidly on the Angels here today against the Athletics on the road. Angels playing well enough, getting that respect here right now as it stands in this one. So I'm not, Angels on the road. I'm not so sure, but I guess I'd have to side with them here the way they're going at this point. Let's get your plays in, and maybe that'll be my play. But I'm interested in this game. Believe me. Here's Yelich maybe on the over in this one. Ziggy might be starting us off here. Athletics on the money line. Luis is on the Angels, however, and let's see here. Yeah, nobody wants any part of this action, so give me the Angels here on the road. I'll try the Angels on the road as our morning steam play of the game. Ironically, sports money, when I write down morning steam, I write down my play that I give out on the show. Always got to know that, that. And, when you're going to bet it later if you haven't bet it already. But when I put on my notes when sports money is on a play, I put the exact opposite. I put SM. Here's Darren on the Angels and under. Ron G's going on the A's. I write that on my sheet, sports money. You better believe it. Here's Frankie on the Angels under. Ron on the A's. Okay, a lot of two-way action here in this one. We'd have to wait. A's run line and under for Rich. All right, here we go. Next up, Orioles, Mariners with Grayson Rodriguez here on the road in a tightly contested matchup with George Kirby. And total here 7.5 under 15. This, despite the fact that the widely reported steam has come in here on the over, there were sevens out there, but I think mostly looking at seven. No, we're looking at sevens all over still. It's come back. It's come back to earth. It feels like here. Well, I thought I was gonna. I thought I was gonna have maybe a premium. We might end up with this play on the show here because I'm not sure I can actually get off the under in this one, even at a 7. Let me get your plays and see what you think. Maybe I can get off the total here. All right. For Rodriguez, he's got a 4.3 ERA in his last 5 starts. That's nearly a half a run higher than his season ERA right now. The Orioles are 10-4 in his last 14 starts. For Kirby, a 1.95 ERA in his last 6 starts. The Mariners have gone 5-0 in Kirby's last 5 home starts. Seattle's lost 8 of their last 11. They've gone under in 7 of their last 9 at home. The Mariners are 12-1 in series openers this season. I'm putting a lot of conflicting trends in your brain here right now. Kirby, 5 career starts against Baltimore, a 1-3 record, 4 ERA of 4. Rodriguez does have 1 start against Seattle through 6 shutout innings. I'm probably going to be on the under here. What do you guys have? Good game tonight. With here's a little gunner prop here for Justin. Ziggy's on the M's. And here's Rich with Seattle and under. Make sure you buy it up. Yeah, buying it up to 8 is going to cost you, but you can put it in there with Seattle. That'll give you a good price, nice acceptable price. And you know me, I have no problem buying runs in baseball ever. If I feel like it's got the value, right? Yeah, you're going to pay more juice. If I've got the value at 7, the value's still there at the buy up of 7.5. The value's there at the buy up of 8. The value's also there at the buy down to 6.5. That's you've got. If you feel you have the value, I'm not going to tell you if you feel you have the value. I'll tell you if you do have the value just by looking at the market. Jeff's on Baltimore. Frankie's on Baltimore. Brett's on Baltimore. Hello, Brett. Brett, Baltimore and under. Good to have you as always. Baltimore money line for Thomas. Here's more O's. A lot of O's all of a sudden. Mike's on the O's. Fernando's got a first 5 here with the Mariners. Kirby is just 7-6-4 in the first 5. Rodriguez is 8-4-2 in the first 5. And Duda went on Seattle here. So there's some Seattle support as well. I'll just take the under here with Brett. Yeah, we'll buy it up here. The widely reported steam came in on the over. And I think if you look at those trends a little bit, look, Baltimore over in 12 of their last 17. Rodriguez has been an over pitcher. You think Seattle at home, though. That's what makes these 7s so difficult. And when you play the 7-9 game here, right? This is a perfect example. And this is sports money. If you talk about not my new concept, but just trying to explain my success a little bit in my totals, right? Sports money. The game can only land on 7 or 9, right? It can't be 4-4. This is a -115 or even closer than that, right? In fact, I'm showing Seattle now a small favorite at some. So this is nearly a pickup. Well, what's the closest score at 7? When we know that games are going to be 7, 8, or 9, it's going to be 4-4. right? So here, an obvious game where it's going to be 4-3 because of these two teams. What you think of with Seattle, but still, this would be a one where you'd play the 7, and you just have to hope that I'm not trusting it to go over, because if it goes over, it's 4-4. All right, that's probably why they steamed it. Okay, let's go on here. I think we got one. I'm nervous. We got one. I'm just getting old. One more here, and this should be a fun one tonight with the D-backs taking on the Dodgers here in this one. And not seeing too much from cappers here at this point, but man, look at that total. It's up there at 8.5, juice to the over. Not much respect here for Bobby Miller. And for Bobby Miller, he's got let's see what are his recent. I want to look at his recent numbers. Miller 7.3 ERA in his last 3 starts. So he's only made 5 starts right now, and now he's getting touched up here a little bit. So at $1.15, you got Nelson coming in. He's been getting touched up. This total's pretty high. What do you think here? Diamondbacks have gone under in 5 of their last 6 on the road. Nelson's been an under pitcher in 5 of his last 7 starts. Dodgers have had a few overs here last couple of nights for sure. Miller, 2 career starts against Arizona, 1-0 record, a 3 ERA. Dodgers here have won 14 of their last 28 ball games coming in. But come on, Arizona couldn't give him a hard time, I would think. And feels like they want to think runs, but I'm still got a game in Dodger Stadium that really going to get 9 runs or more, and especially now where there are some. Let me see if there are some 9s. Yeah, like DraftKings is 9 under 20. A couple of spots in Vegas here, 9 under 20. Can you get 10 runs at a Dodger game no matter what? Dodger bullpen ERA, simply a 3 pretty much. Here we go with Luis. I think he's on the over here in this one. So's Thomas. I don't blame you. Mike's on the Dodgers. Thomas, Arizona team total. Timmy Two Shoes says take Shohei for the homer. Frankie's on the over. Mike's got the Dodgers as his favorite play. Judah says give me Arizona run line. That's interesting. Arizona run line. Feels interesting to me. And that's what Ziggy's on, Arizona run line and under. And 209 Valley, and they got run out of San Francisco. All right, you love to see it. And Fernando here, the strikeout prop. All right. I just feel like that number is high, and that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that high. I know these starters have been bad, but man, a game in Dodger Stadium here, if I can get the 9. All right, I'm going to take Arizona on the run line here as my play on the show. Come on, Diamondbacks. Hope they win. Beat those Dodgers. All right. That's it for baseball. Let's get over to the WNBA today and see if we... I don't know, Chad, did he just stop by? Hopefully he's here, ready to roll with our action here today. There's been some significant line movement. We were talking baseball, and there were some movement on some of these totals, so I'll be updating them as we go along, but there was some steam that came in. Apologize for not preempting. I don't know if you guys, it's WNBA, and I don't know. You guys let me know. If you guys want me to interrupt, I figure sometimes you don't want me interrupting at all, but for that WNBA steam kind of that comes in during the baseball, I didn't know if it's important enough for the crew. I know you guys are serious about your betting, and you're here for me to give out some of this steam. And this one's gone much, much higher here between the Lynx and the Liberty. I mean, the Liberty is supposed to be kind of a higher tempoed team that they're as good as they are. I don't think their defense is that great. Quite frankly, I think they do it, with some of that scoring prowess here of late. This is a rematch of the Commissioner's Cup game, of course, from a week and a half or so ago, or I guess a week ago. There, remember that didn't count in the standings. It was uh, 94 to 89 in that one. Minnesota won the game as a 5.5 point dog. They also won the regular season meeting so far 84-67 here as a 7 point dog. So Minnesota, maybe they have a little bit of an edge personnel wise or the matchup wise. They've done well here. The thing to note, and we talked about it earlier with Bill in the early part of the show, is that New York is 1-10 against the spread at home. 1-10. They're 16-3 overall, but 1-10 against the spread at home. That's easy to figure out. They're just laying too many points all the time. Now, maybe they're playing lesser competition, especially the way the schedule's been out so far, but you're still getting the plus money here with the Lynx. Number 2 defense in the league, I would think, right now. Minnesota's 14-4 straight up. They're 7-1 as an underdog this season. They defeated Chicago 70-62 on Sunday in that one. So this is the best start of the Liberty they've ever had, but I'm going to have to take the Lynx here. Getting these points, I mean, 2 of the best teams in the league. Maybe the double revenge spot is enough for you to want to consider laying the points, but couldn't they just win and it still could be a close game? There's every reason in the world to think that the Lynx are due for their letdown here. Although you could argue that they had that letdown against the Dallas Wings. Want to say hello and welcome to Mac Complex here today. No apologies necessary. You're always welcome here. All right. Here we go. I think I've got Duda with the Lynx here on the money. I think that means money. That might mean money line actually here. I think Max trying to help him out. Well, I was just trying to determine if I could think about what Duda's doing. I know he means one or the other, obviously, but Fernando here, he's got the Lynx as well. All right, and I'm going to take the Lynx. All right, here we go with the Sky and the Dream in this one. Both teams similar records. Sky coming in 7-10. The Dream are 7-10. The Sky 6-11. Atlanta coming off an 81-75 loss at New York on Sunday. Meanwhile, Chicago lost 70-62 versus Minnesota on Sunday. Chicago's just 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games. Reese has been just awesome, though. 10 straight double-doubles now, I believe. That's a WNBA rookie record, right? I think is what they were saying. The Dream have won 5 straight meetings now in this series, including 89-80 back on June 8th. So nearly a pick'em game here with a team that in the Dream, I have said, maybe have been overlooked just a little bit. I think they played one of the tougher schedules, and we'll see here against the Chicago team coming in right now. Those spread numbers are not impressive at all. Atlanta is missing Ryan Howard, one of the best players certainly in the league. Also, Aerial Power is questionable. So I'm going to go under here in this one as my pick with the Sky and the Dream. The Fever are going to take on the Aces. The Fever are the highest rising. They're rising like a fever here. They're one of the hottest teams in the league with Caitlin Clark. If anything, this may be the type of trajectory you could expect from a team that was one of the worst in the league. You get a top draft pick, 2 top draft picks, and just kind of build on it a little bit here. I'm sorry, one top draft pick, but a top player in Kelsey Mitchell, a 7-year veteran right now. She's playing out of her mind at this point. Is really, to me, the key to the yes, Clark. And funny how we mentioned, I talked about it with Tony last night. Um, I came on the show and said yesterday that, there's no doubt that her teammates, and it was apparent to everyone, they're talking about the broadcast as well, but later on that yesterday, I talked about how the teammates were having trouble catching the passes, and about 5 hours later, that viral video started to take traction. It seemed like 5 hours later or so after the show, of all those passes that the teammates were dropping from Clark, throwing those NBA style or quarterback style passes, and the teammates really not having very good hands. When you're not used to it, uh, that's going to take a little bit of a learning curve. So I think that's something that can be corrected actually with repetition. I think they should, again, not going to point out to the coach. I mean, they know what they're doing. I'm just here talking but you probably should be sending people out on patterns, right? From the key down the court. Maybe they do that. It's just hard, but I don't know, not for professional athletes. That's why you practice. So we know practice is one of the things that people had a problem with. And then they said, well, we're all caught up now with practice after the first, 10 or 11 games of the season that they played in a 2-week span or whatever. So, 3-week span. Okay, here we go. Indiana, they close out the 5-game road trip here with this trip to Las Vegas. They defeated Phoenix 88-82 for their first win, by the way, over a team over 500 this season. Just take note. The Fever have won 5 of their last 7 games. The Aces have failed to cover in 6 of their 9 home games so far. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. The Aces play at the fastest pace in the league. In fact, this is one where I do need to update it. Maybe let me update it because there's no doubt that this one, it does feel like it. Yes, a lot of these games are stopping in the fourth quarter, but this one might have too many points right now. They might have taken me out of premium range here, actually, with this move. I probably should have seen it coming. This one came on just within the last. We were on the air. I was just about to get into the WNBA from the transition to baseball, so I should tell you guys sooner. I apologize for that. It was at, it was a good 40 minutes or so now. I guess it was a little bit more back in the baseball. So Steam here came in big time. Aces won 99-80 back on May 25th. This has been a 5-point move or so to the over right now. Again, Aces playing at the fastest pace in the league, despite maybe they weren't early on, but maybe they are now. And the Fever, no doubt, are up-tempo, to say the least, especially they're trying to be more up-tempo thanks to Clark. So anything on this, you can comment here with the Aces. Here's Mabry. I'm so impressed with Mabry all the time right now. And Asia Wilson under in the rebounds, says Duda. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Wilson, but I don't think she's injured, but her rebounding, I think the trend is down at this point for her rebounding for some reason. I'm not sure. Against the Fever here, it's not an awful. Let me take a look at this matchup here, actually. I want to get us out of here, actually, here at top of the hour, but I do want to look at this matchup here, maybe that you're mentioning here for Wilson. Yeah, for sure. I would think being up against Melissa Smith is going to be, I like that prop a lot. Okay, Mike, here's the links for Mike. All right, the plays the Fever here for Thomas in that one. I'll take him as well. I'm on him. And Mike says, look, that spread's even higher. You're right, Mike, it is. 13 and a half. He says 15 there, but Maybe he's talking about something else. Here's aces over for Thomas. And Mike going under. And Max says he'll take the fever. He thinks that the public's on the aces. Yeah, I think they might be. I know that, let me see, I do have a handicapper tally here, actually. I'm showing 5-3 ratio or so in favor of the aces, but I'm showing heavy handicapper support for the over. All right. Yeah, you're welcome to it, Mac. I'm never going to, no, with all due respect, if you want to put it in the chat, you're always welcome. I'm never going to bore an audience with money splits, because my money split interpretation is probably uh, it feels like a different from other people. But again, ticket count is more important for me than money splits. So I'm heavy ticket count compared to the money splits. But I do look at them, and I they are very, very important to me. All that data, almost more important to me than the modeling and the, because I can't bet anything without a spread. Okay, here we go. Mystics and Sparks, final one here. Washington comes in 1-8 straight up on the road. They lost to Las Vegas 88-77 on Saturday. Carly Samuelson continuing to miss. How about Stephanie Dolson, though, man? She's shooting 50% from 3-point range in that Elena Deladun role. You know, she really can mix it up inside, but no one can. She steps it up right now going outside, too, and she's been really key to Washington's success. I say 1-8 straight up on the road, but really against the spread, Washington's one of the hottest teams in the league. They're covering numbers, but usually they're getting big numbers so far. Both teams come in 4-14, but it's a matchup worth keeping an eye on. I think it's an interesting game with it so evenly rated. I'm going to take the Sparks here. They are missing Clarendon here. They're also missing Lexi Brown. Brown's going to be out, it seems like, with Crohn's disease. So they do have 3 home wins this season. And like I said, the Mystics are 1-8 on the road. Now, a lot of people are going to say the Sparks are coming off a 7-game road trip, the old Dave Malinsky special, coming back off the road. Now they have a 1 game here at home, but they're also playing a very weak team. So Sparks have 7 of their next 8 at home. They did lose 5 of those 7 road games by 10 points or more, but I'm just going to say the Mystics have been awesome covering these numbers, but they've got to win a road game here. Sparks have been losing. Now they're back home. I'm taking the Sparks to win the game here in this one. All right. And here we go. Just take a look here and let you know about what's going on in soccer today. And I'll throw out a few picks here as well at the Euros with Netherlands and Romania. I don't trust Romania to stay within the back door here necessarily. Maybe they can figure they can get a goal, but I'm going to go with the under here with Netherlands and Romania in this one. Romania, they're not explosive, I don't think. It feels like they did have a draw last game. I don't think they're, Netherlands should win. They better win. Come on, Orange, you got to win this one. And I figure 1-0 or 2-0. I'm just not sure on which one, so I'll take the under with Netherlands and Romania. Turkey and Austria today, and man, Austria, this feels like a best bet. I want to go with Austria to crush these guys right now. I think Austria can get 2 here and blow out Turkey. Turkey, they're kind of a gambling team. They'll probably get 1. Austria here, though, I think maybe 2-1 or 3-1 for Austria. I like this one. Probably over here, and I like Austria. Can I go both play? I want Austria and over. Turkey is interesting. I mean, they definitely have a good offensive team here. Maybe not world class, though, enough. Austria just feels like kind of the overlooked team right now at Euro, maybe worth a little sprinkle. Sprinkle at Copa. It's the big one. Not necessarily big in terms of, because we know both teams are going to go through here, but this is Colombia. I wouldn't think they're gonna overlook this one, and if anything, maybe Brazil just needs to take a moment here, right, and just kind of say, hey, let's gather our bearings. We haven't done too well here. Uh, I don't know if it's a situation where you're going to be like, let's not give anything away or necessarily like that. I guess there's still some, I don't, there still could be some Costa Rica miracle magic, but uh, it doesn't necessarily feel like we'll talk about that game in a moment. It is a little bit perplexing because Paraguay, uh, as a slight, I think it's important to talk about, and that's why they play both games at the same time. So uh, here, I like Colombia to win the game. Let's go, Colombia. I love only team, I love the Colombian women's team more, but I like the Colombian men's team here to win against Brazil. This one will probably feels like challenge 3 goals. Maybe we'll get some crazy 4-goal game here with this one. I don't think they retreat into a shell and say let's just both go through with a draw or anything like that. I think Colombia gets a chance to beat up on a struggling Brazil team where they're you don't want to get hurt. Understand that, but you're on a little bit of a free roll here. You've won 10 straight games right now, like you're Colombia and you're an underdog. Come on, Colombia and Brazil. There's certainly issues, and maybe it runs deeper. Maybe it is a little bit, is it called geopolitical when it's your own organization and country and football federation? Feels like a great spot for Colombia. I don't think it'd do it again if somehow, but let's go with Colombia today in the over. And one more, and then I'll go through all your soccer plays because playing at the same time here, Paraguay, they're eliminated here because of the playing the other two good teams, but they are a considerable favorite against Costa Rica. I always want to talk up Costa Rica because they always seem to overachieve, but let's just call it for what it is. They are the youngest team, one of the youngest teams in the world right now. Their future might be bright regionally, but Paraguay here without a win right now, you got to figure they're going to beat this team here and probably beat them pretty good, I would imagine. I don't know if I could go. Oh, 2.5 under 35 means you can get 2 over at a pretty decent price. So probably Paraguay and over here. Maybe Costa Rica won't score though. Paraguay 2-0 maybe. Okay, I'll look down all your soccer here and get it in and see what you had. Then we'll get on it. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me here on the morning's team. Fernando, he's got an orange with -1.5 and the over there, maybe. Yep. Mm-hmm. Timmy's got everything a blowout. Is that in every, or is that just Euro? Because there's no doubt, Timmy, the Euro tournament has all of a sudden been slammed to the under. We're seeing all that, right? Curtis, I'm on the fever. We're still taking the fever, no doubt about it. I mean, getting those massive points. They may be fatigued. They may be out of gas. If so, my bad on the judgment there on that one, Curtis. But if you're judging by teams playing well right now, then the fever, I don't think it's a fluke. A lot of people have them now rated in the top half of the league. A lot of people have moved them maybe to number 6. If you haven't, you probably don't have them much lower than 7 at this point. You can't have them. It doesn't feel like anymore in that bottom 4. So with their trajectory, they play with a lot of energy. It just feels like Clark doesn't get tired to a certain extent. And Timmy's got it as a trap. How is Brazil ever a trap, though, right? I mean, okay, thank you to Duda. At the Copa. I know that's what Brett is saying right now. He's saying it. At the Copa. Colombia tie, no bet. Colombia double chance here for Fernando. Drawing over for Duda and the. Thank you for putting the game, too. Yeah. Timmy Tushu talking about it, right? So the over, the games were going decidedly over in the group stage. Knockout stage, not so much. Sorry, Fernando. I should go. I got to go back to the chat each game because I blew it there. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the mornings team. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages today. And I think we covered it all here on the show for a Tuesday. So join me here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. More morning steam with line moves, more Major League Baseball, WNBA, international soccer, and more. So join me here tomorrow. All right. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. Easy.